Oh my goodness, can you believe it? We are on day 31, our last day together. I have had such a blast coming alongside everyone for these last 31 days, helping to strengthen our mindset and only better help move our life forward in the direction of the goals that are most important to you, whether that is health goals or financial goals, career goals, future goals, like whatever is important to you. You need to always remember that it is going to be a you versus you. And you have to strengthen your mindset to pull yourself through. You have to show up for those tasks that you set that as a non-negotiable. And you got to do it every day. Every day, every day, every day. Just like Les Brown says, every day, right? It's so important. If you don't show up for you, who's going to do it? Right? So get good with that. So today, day 31, I thought it would be great to end this series with a 3-line training that I came across years ago. It's incredible. I've kind of evolved it a little bit into just gathering focus and perspective and being a noticer of these lines. Right? So keep that in mind. So I want you guys to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to do this with you. My lines are probably not going to be straight. It's totally fine. But I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to draw a line on the bottom of the paper, just like that. Okay. And then right on the kind of mid height. Okay. And then I want you to draw one super close to that top line. So it looks like this, okay? So you have 3 lines. These 3 lines are gonna represent your journey, okay? This line is probably one of the most important ones. A lot of times we lose sight of this, okay? We lose sight of this line because this is where you were. Whether you are just jumping in brand new for your journey and you're 31 days in, that is amazing. You are 31 days in for the rest of your life, right? Your goals should not have an end date. You should never be able to reach the top of that mountain. You should never get complacent with where you're at and where you want to go, because you have great things to do in this world. You were called here on this earth for a reason. Show up for it every day, right? So where you were. This line right here is where you're at right now, right? Where you were, where you're at. And this line is super close, super close. That's where you want to go, okay? A lot of us start to get frustrated between these 2 lines. You know, we live in a I want it yesterday world, right? We live in a world of let me feel good with my excuses so that I don't have to take responsibility for where I am at in my life. We don't always associate our choices with our results, right? So we start to get frustrated. We start to second guess ourselves. We start to not put focus on the correct tasks and keeping that consistent. So a lot of people will have this as a frustration gap in their life. But that is why it is so important to strengthen your mindset throughout your journey. You strengthen that mindset so that you can pull yourself out of your own way. Okay, so with this, people get frustrated between these 2 lines because they lose sight of this one. They lose sight of where they were. They forget about all the struggles. They forget about all the tears, the pain, the frustrations. They forget about who that person was and what they did and how they showed up for you today. This is a person that changed your life. They are the one that kept showing up. They're the ones that put in the work. I like to call this gap right here the gratitude gap, right? And when you can live in gratitude, then you can take this gap and you can switch a perspective on it. And instead of it being a frustration gap, make that a growth gap, right? Make it a growth gap with realizing I should never reach that top line. I shouldn't, because in this life, I want to constantly move myself forward. I want to be greater today than I was yesterday, right? With that mindset, always greater, you're always going to have a better version of yourself to strive for, right? So 3 lines: where you were, where you're at, where you want to go. Live in the gaps, focus on your gratitude, live in the growth, and move your life in the direction that is most important to you. Realize that you're worth it. You always have been, you always will be. Get out of your own way, stay out of your own way, focus your life forward. It has been an absolute honor these last 31 days together. We might have different series coming up, but I was very excited to put this together. It's been something that's been pressing on my heart for quite some time, and I can't believe we are already done, 31 days in. So with that being said, you go chase that best life of yours. It's waiting for you. All right, and I'll be cheering you on. See you later.